Hello friends, welcome back to this new episode, and in this episode I will show you how to perform the buy now action from our cart project. Let's go back to my Eclipse IDE, and you can see the project is opened on my Eclipse and it's running on my browser. So here I have added one product in my cart list. So you can see that right now I don't have any buy now button from this buy now row. So let's first of all let's add the buy now button, and then we will implement it in our index page also, because in index page we didn't configure the link, we just created the button. So now let's go back to our Eclipse, and this is our cart page. And here you can see we have created a form last time, but we didn't set up the button here. So here you can implement a form or you can implement a link. So the way you think better, I will show you the both, because here I am implementing the form function, and inside the index page I will implement the get function to pass the data through the URL. So let's go to and check it out. So now I am going to create a button here, button, and type submit, give some class button which is bootstrap class button, button primary, and button small, and text is buy. Now let's go back to our browser and check it out. So we got our buy button here. So here you can see that the things is like bigger here, the input field is bigger, something is bigger, so we can make it smaller if you want, or you can make it as it's look like right now. I'm going to make it a little smaller. So first of all, in this div element I'm going to set to width 50, and also for the input field, this input field I am going to set width 50. Okay, now it's seems perfect, I think so, but design is depends on you how you can make the things better. Okay, this is our buy now. So if we click on buy now, so it's submitting the form, but right now we have no action for this form. Okay, to set up the action we need to create a servlet first. So let's go to our servlet package, and then create a servlet whose name is order now servlet. Then click on next and change the URL to lowercase. Click on OK and then next, and we also need do get method and do post method. And then I will explain why. Then click on finish. I'm going to remove unnecessary comments from here. In our servlet, you can see that our do post method is calling our do get method. So I am taking it as usual. I am not going to change anything here. Just I am going to work on only do get method. But when you can say that why this is, because from our cart page we are submitting a do post method, but from our index page we are submitting, we'll submit a do get method, because we will pass the id and link to the parameter through the parameter. So I am taking it as advantages. So when user will post a form, then it will work with do get method. So it will hit the do post method, but it will work with the do get method. So let's work on our do get method. I'm removing it, then starting a try catch block. So print writer out equal to response dot get writer. I'm initially showing a message that our servlet is working. This is buy now servlet, and when we will create a servlet we need to restart our server. Next and finish. Okay, our server has been restarted, and you can see that the URL is order now, and it's pointing a message, this is buy now servlet. So things is that clear, our servlet is work perfectly with the URL order now. Now let's go back to our cart.jsp page and set a action here which is order now. The URL we just set up in our servlet. Click on save. Okay, our server has been restarted. Right now our cart is empty. So let's go back to our home page and add one product in our cart. The product has been added. Let's go back to our cart page, and here you can see the buy now button, and if I click on here, so it's working perfectly with the get method. But we are submitting a post method, but in our servlet we configure that our post method will handle by the get method. So things is clear right now. it's working. Okay, now let's do something on our order now servlet. So when we'll perform the order, so we need an authentication, which customer is ordering and product. So first of all, find out the auth. So how to get the auth? So when we logged a user, we put some value in your session. So we'll ask the authentication from our session. So let's do that. Ask the request request dot get session, then dot get attribute, and attribute we have set which is auth, and it's returning a user. So it's user type. So it's you can see that it's importing the model user, which is let's say user, and we lost our request here, and here equal, and we need to cast it. Okay, we got our user right now, so it's perfect. So now let's get the form value we have set. So now I need to check it that the user is logged in or not. Set a condition if auth, so I can say if user or auth, you can say auth, because in our project repository in Git we put it there auth. So say auth is not equal to null, that means user is exist or logged in. Then we will perform some action, otherwise we will redirect him to the login page. So response dot send redirect login dot JSP page. Okay, things is clear right now, I think so, because we are checking the auth, and then if auth is not exist, we are redirecting him to the login page. So when we are confirmed that the user is logged in, so we need to collect some data from the user and also the form. So first of all, gather the data from our form. String, which is product ID, is equal to request dot get parameter, and we have to check that what's the name we have put in our input field. So here you can see we put it as a ID, and in the quantity we put it as a quantity name property. So pass it name here, and also we need the quantity integer, I can say integer product quantity. Then we need to parse it, integer dot parse integer, then request dot get parameter, which is quantity, the name is. Now it's confirmed that we are getting the product ID, and we are also getting the product quantity value from our form. Now we need to check some action here. If the product quantity is less than 1, we need to evaluate it as a 1. So how to do that? So I'm checking a condition if product quantity less than equal to 0. If it's greater than 0, we have no problem, but if it's less than 0, we have problem. So let's set it product quantity equal to 1. So when you will buy a product, it's need a minimum quantity 1. With the 0 quantity, how you can order 0 quantity? Now it's also clear here. Now go to the next part. Next part is to create a order model. So let's go back to our model repository, I mean package, create a class order model, or just say order, then click on finish. So it's a simple Java class, and this class extends to product class. This is our product model because I'm going to use some property from that product. So in order page, what we are going to store in our database, I will show you the database later in next video, but I need to think something clear what we are going to store in our order page. So private integer, we are going to store a order ID which is automated generated, and then a user ID, private integer UID, and the quantity and the date it's order, private integer quantity and private date. It's a string type. So okay, this is the 4 item we are going to store in our database. Let's say create some constructor. So public order, this is our default constructor, and we need some parameterized constructor, so we can do that. Alt Shift S to, here you can say the constructor using field. So we are selecting all the parameter and create a constructor. and also create a constructor without order id. Click on generate, and the getter and setters, select all and generate. Also you can generate a toString method. That's all for this our model class, so I'm going to close it right now. So let's prepare a order. Your order need four items. One is the product id, quantity, user id, and date. So now let's come to our point and create our date. So how to get the date? When he is ordering, we need that date. Let's create the date here. So I'm going to use a simple date format. Let's say formatter equal to new simple date format. And the way we are going to store our date is year, then month, then day. Okay, this is our formatter. And now get the date equal to new date. We'll get our date from our java.util. So now it's clear that we got our date, we got our uid, got our product id and quantity. Now prepare order object, not order, prepare the order object. So let's say order, importing that from our model. Order model equal to new order. You can pass it through the constructor, or we can make it manual. So I make it manually. Order model dot set, spelling mistake, order dot set id, which is actually our product id, integer dot parse integer and product id, and this id is coming from our product class. So because in our order model we didn't set that product id, but we extend it to our product, so the id we are getting it from our product. So please don't be confused. And then order model dot set uid, and where we can get the uid, auth dot get id. And then order model dot set quantity, and the quantity is product quantity, and set the date. Order model dot set date, and the date is we need to format our date. Formatter dot format, and we have passed the date, we set it here. So our order model is prepared. So next task is to create a DAO and put that order in our table, and then we also need to remove that product from our cart. Okay, so I think this video is enough for today. If I going to perform those action, then the video will be too lengthy. So guys, see you in next video.